everybody, here we are back with Ladies Against, Ladies in the Antarctic. Having said this, we haven't even managed to get to the Antarctic yet. It's ladies sitting around in Buenos Aires and trying to kill baddies who live in the Amazon. Okay, so as I've said, we have a couple of issues here. First of all, we have a mystery card, a mythos card in place, which doesn't allow for people to take any rest actions, which of course is a problem. We also have Lily Chen, who is pretty much almost insane. So she was going to kill this this thing here, the Dark Young, but you can't do that now because she would actually go crazy in the process. So we have to find a different way of doing this. And we will actually rely on our friend Lola Hayes, who is going to take care of things at this stage. So Lily is going to give her an ally, or actually two allies. The bodyguard, which adds +1 strength, and it reduces the damage of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. Very important. And then also the hired muscle, which means that she can re-roll 1 die when resolving a strength test. Very important. She's also going to give her the Lucky Rabbit's Foot, which means that once per round she may re-roll 1 die when resolving any test, just in case she doesn't, just in case she needs it. And lastly, she's going to give her her item gain +3 during gain +3 strength during combat encounters. Now, Ms. Hayes has just now received her first ally, or actually she has received 2, which means she has just now passed her personal story, Tread the Boards. Once per turn, Lola may exhaust this card before making a skill check to receive a +1 bonus to that check. So we're going to go all out here. Now, Lily Chen is going to do, because we can't do any rest action, she's going to do a focus action. And just for the fun of it, because there is nothing else she can do, because she has so many travel tickets already, she is going to test her influence, which is 2. So maybe she can actually get something. So let's roll 2 dice. And she rolls nothing. That is Lily Chen done. Lola Hayes is also going to do a focus action. Oh, actually, she has a special ability. Once per round, an investigator on your space may roll 1 additional die when resolving a test. No, we're not going to do this here. Lola has just done a focus action, so now she's going to move to the Amazon. That's her second action. Here we have our friend Jacqueline Fine, who is going to do 2 things. Number 1, because she can't rest, she's going to do a focus action. So now she has 2 focus tokens, which is the maximum she can have. And now she's going to... oh, she can't do that actually, can she? Okay, forget what I was going to do, because I wanted to work on the puzzle box to see, can we finally get the artifact? But for that she needs to do a rest action, which she can't. So yeah, she's gonna, for her second action, move to Buenos Aires. So now we finally have our friend Zoe up here, and now we need to think about what Zoe's going to do. We've plenty of stuff that needs doing. And I think she's just going to move to Arkham. And then she's going to prepare for travel so that she can get to, to the other side of the world to look at closing gates over there. Okay. So far, so good. Now it's the encounter phase. And... Lola Hayes is going to try and kill the Dark Young. So first of all, she has to do a will check. Her will is 3, plus she has the Elder Sign of, Jacqueline find what she was in the same location as Lily, gave her the elder sign, which adds a +1 to a will test. Oh no, she may re-roll one die when resolving a will test. So her will during combat is 3. This is reduced by 1 die, so she gets 2 dice. Sorry, that didn't work. Let's move this one out. Sorry, there was a second one lodged in there. And she passes with 1 sanity, with 1 success. So she would take 2 sanity losses, but she can re-roll 1 die using the trinket, the elder sign. And she fails, but using the elder sign means she reduces the horror of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. So the actual horror is 2. She has 1 success, so she loses 1 sanity, which is okay because she has plenty of sanity. Considering that she's actually completely stark raving mad, that's really weird. So now, next up is the fight phase. So, number 1. She has +1 for her ally. She has 2 for her base strength, and she gets 3 for her weapon. She also receives a +1 to any check once per round. So we're going to use this now. We're going to give her, this is a special ability once she has completed her personal story. So this is now her dice pool, as it were. Now we need to remove 3 dice because of the encounter with this fiend. So she has 4 dice. Now, let's see. We need 3 successes. Well, actually, to kill it, we need 1 success. Let's roll. And we have 1 success, which means we kill this thing. So, however, reduce the damage of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. So the damage of this monster is 2. So she has counteracted one of those damage rolls, and she can also re-roll 1 die when resolving a strength test. So she has, if she makes 1 more success now, she gets 1 more success and she takes no damage. Okay, so she doesn't, she takes 1 damage, but this monster is defeated. So that's good. So this one goes back into the bag. It was difficult enough. She loses 1 health, but that's okay. She still has 3 left. And she also has 1 re-roll left because she has the lucky rabbit's foot. Because next up is actually going to be to encounter this other world encounter. So she's going to go down into the Amazon underworld. Let's see what happens. She ends up in the past. Okay. You find yourself standing in front of an antique scientific equipment. Antique scientific equipment. According to the papers, the year is 1771. You read through the notes and try to interpret the nature of the experiments. Test lore. Well, her lore is 2. However, she has 2 rerolls because she also has a trinket and she also has a focus token. And she fails, so trinket, fail, focus token, whoops, that one came out. And she fails. Okay, so she fails. The notes make no sense. Your reading is interrupted by a terrible moaning sound and you find malformed creatures trapped in deep wells under the stone. The sight of them tears at your mind. Test will. Her will is 3. And she passes. Okay, so we don't close this gate. That's not good, but at least she didn't go insane. So I guess small mercies. Okay. Okay, so we're not doing really well. I mean, these dice suck. Up next we have Lily Chen, who's going to have an encounter in Buenos Aires. In an ancient underground chamber, you study strange scientific and magic paraphernalia once used by the Serpent Men. Test lore. Now, Lily's lore is 4. And she fails. Yeah, we're going to try and, we're going to use her focus. We're going to re-roll. And she fails. If you fail, the words put strange visions into your mind. Gain a hallucination condition. Well, we haven't had a condition in a long while now, so this is almost back to normal at this stage. No hallucination in this one. Let's look over here. No hallucination in this one. Yeah, we have several decks. So, here we go. Here's a hallucination. I can see it from here. Okay. When you perform a rest action, which we can't do at the moment, you may roll 1 die on a 5 or 6, discard this card. Okay, so dear Lucy, Lily, I keep calling her Lucy because she reminds me of Lucy Liu, but of course she's Lily Chen and not Lucy Liu at all, is hallucinating now. I mean, okay, well, it was time for her to get some condition. Next up is our friend Jacqueline. Oh, haha! Jacqueline has a special... ability. Once per round, when another investigator gains a non-common condition, you may look at the back and then gain 1 clue. So first of all, we're going to look at this condition. Swarming. The bugs are everywhere. They crawl across your skin and into your mouth. Lose 3 sanity. So, yes, if she fails the... if we get a reckoning the next round and... Lily Chen fails her will test, she will actually go insane and lose, and we will lose her. Yeah, so. But our friend Jacqueline gets a clue for this, which you can then actually pass on to somebody as an action. Okay, so next up is next up is Jacqueline. She's going to have an encounter. Buenos Aires. The King in Yellow is being performed. Oh, not again at the Cervantes Theatre. The play seems to infect your mind. Test will. Her will is 3. And she passes. If you pass, you commit a key passage of the script to memory. Gain 1 ritual spell, which also means that our friend Lola gets to draw a spell because they are students of the arcane. Okay, she gets conjuration. Test law +1. If you pass, you may gain 1 item or trinket asset from the reserve with value equal to or less than your test results. Meh. Yeah. I've said this before, I don't think that the spells in this game are particularly interesting. So, next up, we have Lola, who also gets a spell. And we will see how that works out. Let's see. Lola simply draws any spell. And she also gets conjuration. Okay, that's funny. 2 spells which we don't really, which are kind of, you know, but maybe at some point we will get to a place where we need to discard spells. There are cards that require this, so this might be really handy. Okay, and last but not least, Zoe in Arkham. A fortune teller in Independence Square warns you of dire events. You try to interpret her words. Test law. Her law is 3. Pass. If you pass, you discern that you will ultimately survive. Gain a blessed condition. Now, that is something that we can work with here, people. We're probably going to lose it at the next reckoning, because we always do, but hey. All right, this is the end of this round. Let's do the Mythos phase. And it's a reckoning. Woohoo! First of all, the Omen advances to the red sunburst symbol, and we have 2 doom advancements. So let's see, reckoning. First of all, the ancient one. Nothing happens. We don't have any. Oh yes, we do. There is a monster over here. A dole. Move this monster one space towards the nearest investigator on a reckoning. One space towards the nearest investigator. Okay, that would be space 2 over here. Okay. That's fine. Possessions and conditions. So first of all, Jacqueline is hallucinating. She needs to test will. And she passes. So nothing happens. Next up is Lily, who also needs to hallucinate. Who also needs to hallucinate, who also needs to test will. This is going to be horrible. If she may go insane now, people. She doesn't, thank God. Next up, of course, is our friend Zoe, who rolls 1 die. And on a 2, nothing happens, but she also has to test for her blessed condition. And she doesn't lose it. Woohoo! I mean, this is unbelievable. And last but by no means least is our friend Lola Hayes, and nothing for her to test. Okay, so spawn a gate. And we spawn one in Arkham. Oh, what a surprise. She may just actually stay there and get rid of this first. Considering that she's there already. And she gets a Gnovkech. We've seen this one before. But when this spawns, it actually goes to the Himalayas. Does it? Yeah. So we don't need to worry about this particular monster. So our friend Zoe may actually just go through this, encounter this gate next time round. Yeah. And also, this card goes away because in a reckoning, discard this card. So next round, we can actually do rest actions, which is really important. We are all going to die. Each investigator rolls 1 die and loses a total amount of health and or sanity equal to the die result. Oh my god, your anonymity was an illusion. The servants of the Ancient One knew exactly who you are. They know what you are afraid of and they know how to hurt you. Then they will make you suffer until you can endure no more. And even then they will not stop. Oh my god, this is horrible. Okay, let's start with Lily Chen. That didn't work. 5! Lily's dead and insane. Okay, it was nice knowing you, Lily. Next up, Jacqueline, fine. 4, she loses 2 and 2. Hold on. No, 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 no. No, no, no. We are going to use an incantation. Once per round, when an investigator would lose health, you may test lore. Our friend Jacqueline is going to test lore. Her lore is 5 before we do anything. 5 dice. And she gets 1 success. It is unpleasant, you lose 1 sanity, that's fine. But Lily Chen, who rolled a 5, actually now only has 3 to contend with. And we're going to take off 2 stamina and 1 sanity. So she survives. Next up is our friend Jacqueline. We rolled a 3. So she's going to lose 3 health. Next up is Zoe. She loses 5 in combinations. We're going to take 2 and 3. And last but not least, Lola. 5, she loses 2 and 3. Okay, now that was a horrible, 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 horrible card. Curses. Okay. Yeah. Curses. Curses. Okay, we're going to start this round with a rest action for everybody. Everybody gains 1 strength and 1 mental health. Yeah. And while people are resting, first of all, they're going to look after their mental health. So first of all, Lily is going to roll a die for her hallucination, and she doesn't get rid of it. Jacqueline Fine doesn't get rid of it either. Anybody else with a condition? No. Okay. So, rest action. Jacqueline Fine is going to test. Yeah. So, that is important. Jacqueline Fine is going to test observation. -2, so she gets 2 dice. And she fails, of course. So, no puzzle. Lily Chen is going to, she's going to do a focus action. And she's going to test her influence. Maybe she can buy something. You never know. Oh, she gets 1 success. Woohoo! We've nothing that is worth 1 success. We're not going to do anything. Lola Hayes is going to do a focus action as well, because I mean she rested after all. Oh no, actually Lily only had 1 action, so that's fine. Zoe is also going to do a focus action. Now we have to think. We really need to go through this and close this gate. Lola has 2 health and 3 stamina. We will just have to risk it. So we will start with Lola going into the other world, and she has an otherworld encounter in the plateau of Leng. As you approach the pharos of Leng, the ground before you cracks open. You see an amorphous black shape slowly bubbling up from the ground. Something about the living mass reminds you of a passage from an ancient text. Test law -1. Her law is 3. So she's going to add 1 using her special ability. And she passes. Woohoo! Recognizing the shape as one of Nyoktha's tendrils, you run to the tower. The strange energies there return you to Earth. Close this gate. Woohoo! 1 gate down. Yep. When you go, a small piece of Nyoktha tries to go with you. Test observation. Her observation's 2, but she has plenty of re-rolls. Namely 3. And she fails. And she passes. And she uses her trinket for that. Okay, that's it. So we close this gate. Well done, Lola. Next up is gonna be our friend in London. Oh, sorry, in Arkham. She's gonna try and close the Arkham gate. So that's our friend who's blessed. Blessed Zoe. Lost Carcosa. The streets are filled with revelers wearing masks. In perfect, unnerving unison, they turn to you and ask, "Have you seen the yellow sign?" Resolve the pass effect to tell them you have seen the sign, or resolve the fail effect to say you have not. Okay, we're going to do the pass effect. You're suddenly dressed like the revelers and your sanity is slipping away. Will -1. Her will is 5. And she passes easily. If you pass, you gain a rare insight into Carcosa. Gain 1 glamour spell. Also, she would have gotten an additional die, I believe, because she has this relationship. The world is not big enough with Lily Chen, so she gets a glamour spell. Okay, I mean, I'm not enamored of these glamour spells because they usually are not really good. Incantation, spell, incantation, ritual, irritual, glamour, markings of Isis. Gain +1 to all skills. Once per round, you may reroll 1 die when resolving a test. Wow. So she just gets a +1 to all skills. That's brilliant. So, yeah. So we just give her +1 to all of her skills. I mean, that is super. Seriously, I mean, that is brilliant. Wow, that is some spell. Suddenly I like this. Yeah, this is a seriously good spell. Okay. Yeah. And she also closes this gate, I assume. Okay, so we've closed another gate. So this was a really successful round so far. Let's see how our ladies in Buenos Aires are doing. Let's hope for the best here. Buenos Aires, this is Lily Chen. You discover a dying serpent person. There's evidence that Deep Ones interrogated it. The creature repeats a strange phrase. Test lore -1. Lily's lore is 4, so she gets 3 dice and she has 1 reroll. And she passes. You can maybe not see this, but here is a 6 down here. If you pass, gain 1 clue and 1 ritual spell. Woohoo! 1 clue and 1 ritual spell. Plumb the Void. Test lore -1. If you pass, an investigator of your choice may move to any space. This is serious. This is seriously good stuff. I mean, this is seriously... Okay, now I'm happy about these anyway, because suddenly it's all looking good. Alrighty. So that's that. And up next is Jacqueline Fine. And Jacqueline gets the following encounter. You sneak into the temple and overhear the rough croaking of Deep Ones chanting. You recognize familiar elements to the words they are intoning. Test lore. Her lore is 4. And she has plenty of rerolls. She passes with a 6 hidden in here. You gain 1 ritual spell, which means Lola Hayes also gets a spell. Okay. Not too bad. I mean, this is serious stuff now. Ritual. Shrivel. Action. Test lore. If you pass, choose a monster on your space to lose 2 health. Brilliant. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. Very good indeed. Okay, now let's see what Lola gets. Just shuffle this deck. See what she gets. Take around Azure Flame. That is the one we don't. Each 6 you roll when resolving a combat test. Yeah. Oh, well, not too bad. Yeah. It's not too bad because she does fight a lot these days. Okay. Good. So that was a good round. Very pleased with this. Now we still need to get an artifact. So we will try to get this thing done here next round so that we can finally start working on Antarctica and solve this mystery here. Yeah. We have 1 red gate and 2 blue gates open. Let's see what the next round brings. And Doom advances. Omen advances, so Doom advances by 2. 1, 2. Reckoning. The dole moves 1 closer to the nearest person. That's fine. That's because that's our Zoe here. First of all, possessions. Let's start with Jacqueline Fine. She needs to roll will. And her will is 3. She passes. Lily Chen. We're still in danger of driving Lily insane. Let's see what happens. She tests her will 3. And she fails. Okay, Lily now is officially insane. There is nothing we can do about this, really. Yeah, because she doesn't have anything to... yeah. Okay, Unfortunately, this time round, Lily Chen did go insane because she loses 3. Due to this condition, she loses 3 sanity. There is nothing we can do, unfortunately. It's too bad. Okay. Next up is Lola Hayes. She has Azure Flame, for which she has to test lore. Her lore is 2. And she fails. You gain 1 magic, 1 madness condition unless you discard this card. Let's discard this card. It's nice, but not not really important. Next up is our friend Zoe. First of all, her gain +2, roll 1 die, gain 1 clue, and then her blessing, which she doesn't lose. Yoo-hoo! Well, this is great. Okay, there is something else. Test lore -3 for the incantation of Isis, so that's 3. And she passes with 1 success. The markings of drain your life force. Lose 1 sanity unless you discard 1 improvement token. Now, we will actually discard the observation improvement token. We will not drain her life force. Okay. Well, this went so-so. Let's see. Spawn 1 gate. Roam. 1 monster. A ghoul. An article on the back page of the newspaper catches your attention. An unexplained attack on a remote outpost left no survivors. You've read about 2 other similar attacks happening in the same region. You can see that the forgotten corners of the globe are growing more dangerous. Ancient Guardians event. Spawn 2 monsters on the active expedition space. Okay, that's what Lola Hayes is. Oh my god. Yeah, so we spawn a cultist and we spawn a Wendigo. Okay, this looks like Zoe time. Yeah. Zoe is going to come here next round. She's going to rest. Lola is going to move here. She's going to rest. And then Zoe's going to go in and get these fiends. And Jacqueline is going to get all of the stuff that Lily holds on to, and we're going to get a new investigator. Okay, that's it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.